Hi, this is Cordelia with Scanner Society, and today I want to talk to you about packaging. So, if you're buying products retail or wholesale or making your own products, you really need to think about packaging. Now, historically, packaging for products has always been for retail. So, that's a totally different need than warehouse packaging. E-commerce packaging has to be for warehouses. So some of the packaging that you're going to find, both sort of standard packaging for products, when you're talking to factories or ordering wholesale or buying arbitrage, it's already been taken out of all the stuff that protects it, and it's made to look nice for somebody walking by so that they'll buy it. And so the thing is that warehouses, I don't care how nice a warehouse it is not a nice place. They are dirty, they are dusty, stuff gets dropped, it gets shoved, it gets pushed in corners. And so your packaging has to be different per unit than it does in, say, a retail ready package. So for example, when you order wholesale, sometimes they'll come in case packs of 6 or 12 units. And especially if it's something that's meant to be displayed in a store, the box, there's an outer protective box, and then maybe all the bags of stuff like food or whatever are in there and they look nice, and you can just take the top off the box and then it displays beautifully. We've all seen those in stores. The problem is if you're trying to sell each one of those bags individually, they're going to get beat up in the warehouse. So when you're shipping, whether it is for wherever you source your product, if you're shipping it to a warehouse to be fulfilled, you need to have each individual product be packaged for a warehouse, not for retail. So if you're ordering case packs and having them sent direct to Amazon, you have to make sure that each individual item in that case is packaged appropriately. If it's not, you need to have it sent to your facility. You need to individually package each one and then go ahead and send it to Amazon or wherever your fulfillment warehouse location is. One of the products I used to sell came in a really thin cardboard box, and I started to get complaints on Amazon from customers because it was arriving. It was a squishy food product. And makes it sound good, doesn't it? Anyway, they were complaining because it was arriving smushed flat like a pancake, because I was sending them in the retail packaging to Amazon, and Amazon was just shipping those out in like padded mailers, and they were getting smushed flat because they're not warehouse ready. They're not UPS truck ready. They're not ready to be beat up. So what I had to do is order my own boxes at my own expense and individually box each one in a stronger box so that when I sent it into Amazon and they beat the you know what out of it, it didn't get smushed flat like a pancake. So I'm going to show you some examples here. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, so here's an example. This is just a Matchbox car. You've probably seen something like this at Kroger or the grocery store, wherever you buy groceries. This is an example of, this is packaging that, it could be okay in a warehouse, but it's got like a bubble on the front with the car in it. And so to me, it's a little bit of a warning signal that the front could just get knocked off really easily. So I would individually box these. Now, I'm not endorsing you sell Matchbox cars. I'm simply talking about the packaging here. If this was a product that I valued, that I wanted to make sure arrived to the customer in good shape, I would individually box each one. Because it's a bump, right? It's a flat thing with a bump on it. So if it's rolling down a conveyor belt, or a robot arm is grabbing it, or a person bonks it against something, that bubble is just going to come right off. Here's another example of a retail ready package for grocery. A lot of grocery comes packed in like these thin plastic bags. If you send this into a warehouse, it is going to get damaged. Half the time it gets damaged in the grocery store. They put these in bigger boxes when they ship them to retail locations, and sometimes you cut open the box with a box cutter and it cuts right through this packaging. But even if that doesn't happen, if the package somehow makes it intact out of the original box, then this thing has got to survive a warehouse, and it's just not going to do it. So if this is a product you sell, or if you sell something packaged similarly, you would again need to consider individually boxing each one, or you could consider a 2 millimeter or more poly bag. A thicker poly bag will protect product as well. It kind of depends how fragile your product is. So like in this case, because it's pasta, it's pretty breakable, I would actually probably box it. But I have sold stuff that's a little more sturdy, the product itself, and then I'm willing to poly bag it. But always think about, on Amazon, they talk about for breakables, you need to have the 3-foot drop test. I kind of imagine that they're going to drop it, step on it, knock it, bonk it, and it's got to survive all of that. Warehouses are just like that. Even a well-run warehouse, it's a warehouse. So here's another example. This is a mug. So if you were to say order a box of mugs from a wholesale distributor, it might come in a box with little dividers and each mug in a little slot. Now, if you send that into Amazon direct, instead of bringing it to your facility and packaging each one individually, all of those mugs are going to get broken. So every mug or breakable item must be individually packed and be 3-foot drop test impervious. So I wanted to show you some examples of packaging. So this is a self-seal poly bag. I love these because they're very quick and easy when you're packaging a lot of items. It comes with the suffocation warning already pre-printed on it, which you need on any kind of plastic bag. You just stick your product in there, you peel off the label, boom, you seal it up, and put your barcode on it, and you're ready to go. So these are really good poly bags that you can use. Again, like this particular picture example, they're little toys, so they're pretty hardy. Now back to our pasta example, that I would box. So let me show you some examples of boxing here. So this is just the same website, Bubble Fast, which is a great source of shipping supplies for FBA and selling online. But anyway, this is just a corrugated cardboard box, and they come in all different sizes. They come in little and big. So you can even get like long, thin, flat ones for pasta. And these are a little labor intensive because you have to tape them up. And it's a little bit risky because usually the way you open them is with a scissors or a knife. So the customer is going to get it and slice open the tape. And so you got to make sure whatever's inside it is protected so that if a box cutter goes in, it doesn't actually cut open your product. So you can put something on top, like a piece of cardboard or whatever. But these are usually the cheapest option. They're also a little bit labor intensive from a packaging perspective because you have to tape each one closed on both sides. Okay, so then the other box option are these tuck boxes, which are a lot nicer. Of course, they cost more, but they're a lot nicer from the customer perspective. And they're a little bit easier to open because usually you can tuck them up and just put one piece of tape over the front to keep it closed, or maybe one on each side and in the front, but somebody's not box cutting open the whole package. They are, just slicing off the tape at the ends. And then I've got one more example here from Paper Mart of a colored tuck box. So it's still corrugated, it's still sturdy, but it's colored, it's a little bit more attractive. So you can use something like this as well. But you really want to be packaging your products at an individual level so that they can survive a warehouse. They can survive being beat up. And you also have to label them appropriately. So if it's a box going to Amazon, even if it's a box that you're super clear is for sure the thing that they should send to the customer, you always want to put stickers on it that say sold as a set, do not open, so that they don't open your box and take everything out of it. And yeah, so you want to think about your packaging, whether you're arbitrage, wholesale, private label, you always want your packaging to be e-commerce, warehouse, shipping ready, not retail ready packaging. All right, this is Cordelia with Scanner Society. Please give us a try if you're not already a member. You can try us out for 1 month at our trial price of $5 a month, and then after that it goes up to $39. We are the trade organization for Amazon sellers. And to get that special offer, you just go to scannersociety.com/5, the number 5, and the word bucks. Thank you so much.